It's Paul Marsh, and I am delighted to say that I have been joined by Mercedes Bryce Morgan, who is the director of Bone Lake. Mercedes, thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, no, thank you so much for having me, Paul. I'm excited to talk about this, erratic, horny, silly movie.
I'd love to know because I want to get to all of that, by the way. But before we get to all of that, I want to know where you came on in the life of this movie. Obviously, it's been written by Joshua Freelander. Were you on from the start? Did you come on once the script was done? Where did you come into it?
Yeah, so I got sent his script when it was already written, and I knew it was something where I thought, oh, this hits at all these things I love. It has great character development, and then it explodes with a bang. And it was that, but I was really excited to be able to develop the script even further, of developing the female characters more, and just really, inject that into it.
So it wasn't set in stone. Joshua allowed you to play and you know uh, grow the script, as it were.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, which I think is the best way to approach any movie. So it was being able to do that and even just up some of the moments as well.
Well, speaking of that, let's start then with the opening scene. Wow, that is really one designed to make you wince. Was it your intention to shock?
Yes. Oh, most definitely. I mean, I think it would be really wild to have a scene with the bow and arrow through the balls and have people go, that's not shocking at all. I've seen that a million times. But that's something that was actually not even in the original script. And we thought, you know what? We need to give people a taste of what's coming. Like, we're going out with a bang. Let's come in with that. And so that's why we decided to go and shoot it.
I find that really, really interesting. So, in the original script, the film starts where they're both in the car on the way.
Yeah, so actually, in the original script, we have a scene where it's Will and Sin, and they're having this seductive dance with each other. And it was something that was really fun. And it kind of, okay, something's up. But I just wanted to give people even more horror up front.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, and I try to do this as much as possible. It's not always possible in this day and age with the internet and everything else. I try to go into a film knowing as little as I possibly can. It's not always possible, but I knew the rough premise of the film, but I tried to go in knowing as little as possible. So from that opening scene, the opening scene, I was like, wow, what have I let myself in for?
You're like, what is this? No, but I'm the same way. I don't want to watch trailers or anything else because there's always so many plot spoilers sometimes. I'm like, I just want to go in knowing nothing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hopefully that a lot of people have had that experience of what is happening? Clutching their pearls.
I've got to ask, did you do any research into this? Because surely you cannot get a house like that on Airbnb for the weekend.
No, you can. I mean, here's the thing is maybe it's the best deal of all time, and maybe the fact that they're in the middle of nowhere, but maybe these guys should have realized like this is too good to be true. Because I feel like if anything in life, if something's too good to be true, there's usually a reason why.
So I think
Like,
as soon as the film finished, I was straight onto Airbnb going, right, I need to find something like this. Where is it?
you're like, I need to get myself into this situation. Like, where do I get double booked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we did go through this, but did you see where we stayed?
Yeah, exactly. Worth it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that the type of person you are, the type of person to sort of break into a room, or the where you have the three rooms. I love that. You know, it definitely defines what type of person you are. Do you break into the room? Do you follow, or do you walk away from the whole situation?
I think I break into the room.
Oh,
I think
you are
life
the
is
person.
short. I would want to know the story. But like, it might matter if I'm like what journey I'm in. It's like early mid 20s might be more wild than I am now. And I'm like, I have a lot of stories. Maybe I would have broken into a room. Maybe I want to think I'm the person to break in a room now, but maybe I've broken into too many rooms and I'm like, I'm tired.
Yes, yeah. Well,
You
no
know?
story ever starts with "No, we walked away."
Yeah, exactly. We wouldn't have a movie.
um, Not only is there one phenomenal twist in this movie, but there are two phenomenal twists in this movie. Again, so obviously we're not going to give anything away. I thought the first twist, I thought that was enough. I was like, wow, okay, didn't see that coming. Really, really good. And then when you get to the second twist, jaw on the floor.
No pun intended for maybe what happens later in the movie. Yes, yes. But no, I mean, I think that with today's day and age that you have to twist things multiple times because I think our audience has seen so much that if you just do one, we're like, okay, all right, you had me sit through 90 minutes for one twist. And I go, no, let's keep them on their toes. Like, let's keep going.
I think as the film progressed, obviously the tension, it goes from simmering to being absolutely unbearable. And I think with any good film like this, you should be screaming at the screen yourself, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You need to be screaming at these characters. And by the time we get to the end of the second act, it really is at unbearable levels, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. But like something that I've really seen that I've appreciated from seeing how much audiences appreciate this is we want to tell these people, get out of there. And then there's a moment where we realize our protagonists are very smart. And so that's something that's really important to me because if I go an entire horror movie and I'm like, don't go back there. But then if we realize that they're playing us the same way that they're being played, that's what I like to see.
Well, that's literally the point of gaslighting, which is what they do
Yes.
throughout the whole film. And the whole point of that is you don't realize it's happening to you.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. No, it's like a terrifying experience. To even be lied to for a day is atrocious, but to kind of have this whole plan manipulation, I think is something that terrifies everybody.
The third act, again, I want to talk about it, but I obviously don't want to go into details and spoil anything. I loved it. It really reminded me of the original Scream.
Yes, no, exactly. Yeah, it's like I wanted something where we pay off our horror and we go on these chases and we have these set pieces of people, but it's because we build up this intrigue for so long. So thank you. That's a great compliment.
Well, I was wondering, like, because obviously we're at 100 years of cinema now.
Yes.
It's to come up with an entirely new concept of something that's never happened before is virtually impossible. So,
Yes.
were there any specific films or books or directors or anything that you took influence from?
Yeah, exactly. And I think on that too, like, this premise, the thought of being double booked in Airbnb, it's not new, but the way we do it, I hope, is the fact that we combine all of these genres and the way that we have earnest characters and we take it in a completely different direction is something I wanted to look at. And with that too, Ready or Not was a huge influence for
Oh,
tone. Yes, of having this grounded character, but it gets really comedic and campy at times, is something I looked at. But even just some relationship movies that are different genres. For example, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, of couple against couple, and The One I Love, or Speak No Evil. All of those were huge influences. But then for the shot design, Evil Dead 2, I think is one of the best shot movies ever. So
oh,
we wanted to have fun with it.
I love that. Well, and also the other thing that I really noticed is throughout the entire film, there isn't a lot of blood and gore, but when it's there, it really is turned up to 10.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we simmer, and then no pun intended, but we climax. Yeah.
Was that a conscious decision that, like, when we really go for it, when we climax, we are going to go over the top and get messy?
Yeah, because I think that if we had people wait the entire movie and we didn't deliver after having them wait for these moments, like that's not as satisfying. And so I wanted to give it to people. It's like, okay, you think they're going to go down in this way? No, it has to keep going.
The other thing that I think is very, very interesting with the film, a lot of films obviously will take you in so many different ways. Some are a roller coaster and they will take you up and down and in and out and all over the place. I think this is just a straight climb to the top. Obviously, not including the opener, which we've said literally just blows your mind. But from that opening scene after that, then through to the climax, it's just a constant rise to the top. How it changes from the erotic thriller to the overt horror. How do those transitions to the audience? Do you think it stays with you?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to craft it in such a way where it was a very intentional shift towards that. And so if you look at even the colors and the lighting of the film, we have it start out with this very warm and glowy and inviting, and then we go to this crazy giallo three-tone lighting where it's violet and green. And so I I can't speak for people, but the response I've gotten has been very positive of kind of leaving people at that moment. And there's just like a certain people seem to really love the ending shot. And I just wanted to give people something to sit with of what is this feeling that we are experiencing?
Do you also think it was important to, again, I tried to describe all of this without giving anything away. There's a moment in the lake where you reveal that our couple or one of our couples has now twigged and that they realize something is going on and it's all to do with what's in the lake. Do you think that was quite an important moment for you?
Yeah, I do. I think there needs to be little parts where we realize what's happening, just piece together thing after thing after thing. And so I wanted to kind of keep giving people enough clues, enough that they feel smart as an audience, but enough that when we get to the point they go, "Oh, I didn't see this." But like, or maybe they realize it like right beforehand, and that's really satisfying for people.
I read, and I don't know if this is right, I read that this was shot in 18 days.
Yes, that is correct.
That's
We are in
that's
80
crazy.
Thank you. It was very intense, but it requires a lot of planning. And the people I work with this on, I love them, and I needed everyone to just kind of kill it at their job to be able to pull that off.
But did you have some logistical challenges? Maybe the weather?
Yeah, no, of course we had a storm that shut us down from a fake storm on a lake at the end, and we had to go shoot that on a sound stage. And even the beginning, we're shooting in the forest, and our smoke machine caught on fire, and we had to have the fireman come, and he shows up and he goes, "What kind of movie are you guys shooting?" And I'm like, "Sir, it's okay. You'll see. You'll see what's happening later. Like, go to the theaters and you'll understand like what he walked into on this film set."
I always wonder with films like this, and another one that sticks to my mind is X as well. I always wonder because there are people that are actually involved with the making of the film, and then there are people that are just doing their day job, whatever that may be, like you just mentioned, a fireman. There are people there just doing their day job, and this doesn't mean anything to them whatsoever. And then I always think of them watching these productions going, what the hell is this?
It is happening. No, exactly. And the things that I title my emails in the line of work I do, it's like color of blood or ball prosthetics. Like, I'm just like, you know what?
I'm
It's
glad you
okay.
put prosthetics there, by the way.
Yes, yes. But no, I'm just like, you know what? I'm okay with I like the line of work I've chosen. This is okay.
I think the cinematography in this is pretty special. Nick Matthews, am I right in saying
Yes,
that?
Nick Matthews, he shot Saw 10. Also, he did a great job.
How did he come on board? Was that a choice of yours?
Yeah, so Nick Matthews is someone that I've worked with before, and I know that I needed someone that I trusted, but also could just have fun with the camera with me.
And what do you think he brought to the film?
Yeah, I mean, I think he brought so I think his ability to light and help shift it in this way, it was really special. But then also just, he's the one that introduced me to Evil Dead 2 in the first place. And so I think we've just kind of developed this language together of sharing these references, and it's like truly a collaboration.
Um, I think that there's a lot of different horror out there. A lot of people, especially over the last 10 years or whatever it's been, love this word elevated horror, don't they? Sometimes I think that's absolutely fine, but sometimes a film just needs to be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like there's a version of this movie where it takes itself very seriously, and that's not what our movie is. It's called Bone Lake. Like we can't do that with this movie. It would be not the fun type of camp. It would be the what is happening type. And so I think we're just in a time because we came from so much quote unquote elevated horror that people are also looking to have fun because there's so many subgenres of horror and I, I'm personally looking for that again. Like I want to go to the theater and have an experience where people are laughing around me.
I almost look at this as like the perfect date movie.
Yes, no, exactly. It's, you'll go and watch it and maybe you can work on your communication skills afterwards so you don't
Might
get
be an
murdered.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. What date movie is this? Is this a third date movie, or do you need to be further down the line for this?
I think you can interpret it in two different ways. I think if it's a third date movie, that means that maybe you'll have some more important conversations up front of how do you define cheating or how do you feel about masturbation? But if it's down the line, maybe you can look at yourselves and go, how should we continue on? Should we not? And just kind of like further tackling the questions maybe you should have on the third date, but you didn't until now.
Moving away from the movie, what's next for you? What project are you looking forward to working on?
Yeah, so I can't talk about specifics too much, but I plan to. I have a movie set up that's in the horror comedy zone that I'm excited that we're going to shoot soon. And then I also have another one that's a surrealist dramedy, so different from horror, but it has a very exciting cast. And so
Okay.
I'm excited to continue on and then just keep growing too.
I did assume it wasn't a sequel.
No, not a sequel. But what would that sequel be? That's what I want to know.
Well, there's an empty house sitting there.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's waiting for us to come back and put more blood in it, you know?
You never know. You never know.
Yes.
Mercedes, it's been absolutely wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for talking to me. It is so much fun. Bone Lake is available on digital HD on the 24th of November. I promise you, you'll have amazing fun watching this one. Again, Mercedes, thank you so much for talking to me. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you so much, Paul. This was a blast. Have a good one.